Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the D-Rich Show, where we talk anything and everything crypto. Now, here's your host, D-Rich.
Hey everybody, welcome to the D-Rich Show. This is D-Rich and today is February 2nd, 2021. How's everybody doing out there today? I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's doing great, in good spirits, good energy. Getting over our pump and dump, get more used to things like this happening or some type of occurrence with the crypto community, XRP community, things like that. So these things are, going to hit us maybe once or twice a year. Who knows? But anyway, guys, we're going to get right on into that coin market cap. You see Bitcoin's dominance is at 62.3%. Okay. Like I said, if we could get that down to 53, 54%, then other assets are starting to get, some love with the volume and the money coming into those other assets. But anyway, we got Wall Street bets at $483, wherever that is. I wish I could get some, double up, but I don't even know if it's actual cryptocurrency. Let me go ahead and look at it and see what's what. After the show, I'll go ahead and see what's what, because if that keeps showing up like that, you never know, because that straight line, it looks like it might just keep going. Who knows? Anyway, Bitcoin $35,729. Ethereum at its all-time high right now, over $1,500 for the first time, up 14.5% over the last 24 hours. XRP dropped down to 37 cents, still maintaining above 30 cents where we're used to. About a week and a half ago, we were talking about buying for $4. Now that's not the case. So if you are brand new to XRP, still a good buying opportunity. Is down 6%, almost 7% over the last 24 hours. Polkadot at $17.10. Cardano at 42 cents at number 6. And we got Litecoin moving right on up. Number 7, $143. You got Chainlink there. And Bitcoin Cash, as well as Binance Coin, rounding out the top 10. You can see the numbers there, guys. I don't need to point them out to you. I'm not sure if those are part of your portfolio, but if they are, set your numbers, set your goals as far as how many you want, and go after it. Set those goals, keep attacking those goals and knocking those numbers down. And then we got Stellar at number 11, 32 cents, almost 33 cents. So that's another buying opportunity before too long. Anyway, guys, what we're going to be talking about today is silver, and I'll get right into this article real quick from the street. Silver coin dealers are overwhelmed with orders as Reddit speculators take aim. Again, these Redditors, they're doing a lot to either bring attention to certain assets or certain market conditions when it comes to people trying to short sell things or keep certain assets suppressed, and I believe silver is one of them. Retail sites were overwhelmed with the demand for silver bars and coins on Sunday, suggesting the Reddit-inspired frenzy that roiled commodities market last week is spilling over into physical assets. Sites from Money Metals and SD Bullion to JM Bullion and APMEX, the Walmart of precious metals products in North America, said they were unable to process orders until Asian markets opened because of unprecedented demand for silver. Retail traders inspired by Reddit posters stormed into the silver market last week and successfully drove up prices of the physical metal, silver miners, and exchange traded funds. Spot prices, silver futures on the COMEX, and the largest silver exchange traded fund, iShares Silver Trust, all climbed more than 5% in the week. Okay, now premiums on American Eagles, silver coins have risen close to $5 from the normal $2 over the past 3 days. According to Everett Millen at Gainesville Coins in Florida, his company website has a notice saying orders are taking longer than normal to fulfill. So guys, this is speculative in nature, but I've always felt that silver is way undervalued, and we'll get into that in a minute. But I want to continue to go over this silver versus gold fundamentals. There is a huge difference between gold and silver. Gold is not used up. Nearly every ounce ever mined is still readily available in some form. Silver, however, is used up in industrial processes that are not easily recovered. There is no huge supply available. Thus, I take exception to the generalization notion that commodity markets are extremely vast. Okay, so I'll leave this article. You can read some of the rest of the stuff here in the article to kind of give you an idea where we're going. All articles will be always left in the description. Anyway, so what I wanted to show you guys is this debt clock, the U.S. debt clock. Okay, you can go check it out on your own. But what I wanted to point out on here is we look over here to this side where the precious metals lie. You got dollar to oil ratio, which is right now $119 per barrel, which was in 1913 $2.20. Okay, so you can see where the dollar has weakened over time, almost over 100 years since this number was that way. Anyway, you got dollar to the silver ratio, which is right now $4,795 per ounce. So you mean to tell me that this debt clock, is showing that, but the price of silver is $30, $35, $40 in some cases. You decide. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do hold silver. I hold a lot of silver. Like I said, I think silver is undervalued. When you talk about different things that silver is used on, take for instance your cell phones. Why do you think these companies want their cell phones back or ask you to trade your cell phone in? Because guess what? They have those metals that they use on your cell phone. This is just one example. They use copper, they use silver, and most definitely they use gold on your cell phone inside, the mechanics of it. But anyway, dollar to gold ratio is $34,537, and back in 1913, $28.49. So guys, you know where we're going here. Even when it comes to trading paper assets, the dollar ratio is $185.86 to 1. So your value of your dollar is depreciating. Paper to gold ratio, $88.12 to 1. Okay, and then we got the crypto over here, which is right now $19.28 to 1. So basically, if you got $1 in there, you're getting a pretty chunk in return, depending on what your asset is, depending on when it matures. Dollar to the crypto ratio back in 2013 was $8,574 to 1. So now, guys, if you guys are paying attention to the crypto market, your dollars are not going to mean too much as before. So we're still early. We still got a little bit of chance before they get to that 1-to-1 or even less. Who knows? As more people come into the space. All right, so that's the debt clock. You could go check that out right here, us.debtclock.org, or even just type it in a Google search. It'll come right on up for you. Silver now in line to hammer the US dollar. This is coming from Kitco News by Hubert Hullman, dated February 1st. This person is writing the article. It is still all about the US dollar meltdown. All the assets that act as a safe haven from the US dollar meltdown are taking their turn to hammer the US dollar. Silver has been lagging asset like gold and Bitcoin from a short and long-term perspective. Silver is still way below its 1980 all-time high. as well as its 2011 all-time high. When is it time for silver to run? Then you should know that trouble is about to get real, especially when $50 is surpassed. It was that start of this massive fraud when silver was demonetized, and it's soon to be the end of it when silver will reemerge as one of the most significant monetary assets. Bitcoin has been hammering the US dollar since the last quarter of 2020, rising from around 12,000 to the highest of 41,000. This person previously pointed out how silver and Bitcoin are now following each other in this takedown of the US dollar. Silver is now on the verge of an important breakout, which will likely follow what Bitcoin has been doing since the last quarter of 2020. Now, don't get it confused when I use Bitcoin as a reference. This is only a reference from the article. This is not my idea as Bitcoin and silver runs together. I don't know that. I didn't really check that out. But, from this chart, it does appear similar in some ways. But, I'm not a technical analysis or chart guy, so don't quote me on that. You can read the article, come to your own conclusions. Right now, as you can see, live, gold is trading at buying at $1,835.60 spot price, and silver is at $26.37. And then also don't forget about palladium, platinum, copper, things like that, because those will come into play. Because if you've heard me enough, you've heard that I would suggest or have an idea that they will go to some sort of precious metal, basket of precious metal currencies backed by something, whether it be cryptocurrency or some sort of digital currency that will have real value, where you cannot continue to inflate it. Okay, so anyway, we're going to keep moving right on with the show. Silver coin site sees up as buying freezing takes hold. So guys, I use APMEX, the American Precious Metal Exchange, where I go buy my silver eagles, where I buy my Canadian maples. I do have a lot of silver ounce bars. Don't be afraid to get your copper for the cheap. Your your nickels, your dimes, or whatever, which is your junk coins. I have a little gold, not so much in comparison, but I do have gold as well, because these are all safe assets for me. You could do what you want, but I would most definitely highly encourage you to make sure that you put silver into your portfolio, whether you hold it specifically or you allow the company to hold it, and set up a little thing with them. Personally, I like to hold my own stuff. I like to be in charge of my stuff, and that's just the way that goes. Okay, anyway, retail sites for silver have been overwhelmed with demand for bars and coins, suggesting the frenzy that roiled commodity markets last week again is spilling over to physical assets. Pretty much physical silver is almost all gone in terms of live inventory. Tyler Wall, which is the president and chief executive officer at SD Bullion, said in a Bloomberg TV interview, currently we're seeing the premium, the price you pay over spot to get actual physical silver in your hands, is skyrocketing. Most stuff on our website at least 30% over spot, and we can't source it for much less than that right now for our wholesalers. Demand was 10 times a typical Sunday yesterday, and today I would say 6 times, he said Monday. Everyone is calling us saying, I want to buy gold and silver as soon as possible. So guys, when you start seeing this in the market, okay, when it comes to silver, when it comes to gold, we've talked about that. We've talked about my personal opinion that Stellar will, be attached to silver, and in my opinion, XRP will be attached to gold, and these are all precious metals in a cryptocurrency type of way, where you have real, true value to a currency. So anyway, go ahead and continue to read that. But one thing I wanted to bring up is the reason you're seeing this is because now we're at a pivot time where we're transitioning our economies from the old guard to the new guard. And a lot of you don't really believe it, but the central banks have been the root of all of our problems, all of our evils, you know, nefariously manipulating the money, doing all kind of nefarious activities, backhanded deals, bribery, things like that. So we have to go to a new monetary system on the blockchain where everything is transparent. Okay, where you don't get to see who's short selling or trying to put a company under, things like that. That time has come to an end because everyone should be able to thrive. Everyone should be able to be in business, create their own business, and actually do what they want to do as a human being. Everybody has their own set of talents. And, a lot of times we work a job because we need the employment or we need the funds to take care of our family. So we sacrifice, our, true calling. For me, I'm still experiencing my calling. So when I'm driven to certain things that I'm excited about, which is this channel, growing it, these are things that I'm being called to, because I think that I might have a voice to lend and give you some good positive feedback on certain things based on my experiences. Now, last year was a year where, we had to do things differently based on what, happened as far as, this illness thing. So I took a different approach. I said every day out of the year, every month out of the year, I would buy precious metals. And 8 out of 12 months, I was able to buy a lot of precious metals. So I was fortunate to do so. And anytime I go out to like a, what do you call it? A pawn shop or something like that, you could find, coins or whatnot, but be careful. Make sure that, they're legit. Make sure that you're not overpaying. Don't make it seem like it's, oh, I need to go out and do it right now. No, take your time. Search search your internet. I wouldn't buy anything off of like, eBay or, places like that, Amazon, none of those stupid exchanges, because a lot of people, they like to screw you over and you don't actually get the real actual silver. So anyway, before we end this, I wanted to go over this little tidbit, because if you realize a lot of things that happen when trying to change the monetary system, you come across people like Lincoln, Andrew Jackson, JFK, and now with the current the president 45 leaving, you got to understand why he has to remain out of it for optic purposes when it comes to transitioning a financial system. So anyway, JFK killed after trying to shut down Rothschild's U.S. Federal Reserve in 1963. As we talked about, Andrew Jackson shut down one of the private central banks here in the United States. Okay, we've went over that. And guess what? They also tried to assassinate him as well. Okay, I mean, this is just all speculation. This is all just coincidence or theory, whatever you want to call it. With the stroke of a pen, President Kennedy declared that the privately owned Rothschild Federal Reserve Bank would soon be out of business, but that's not what happened. On June 4th, 1963, a virtually unknown presidential decree, Executive Order 11110, was signed with the authority to basically strip the Rothschild Bank of its power to loan money to the United States federal government at interest. With the stroke of a pen, President Kennedy declared that the privately owned Rothschild Federal Reserve Bank would soon be out of business. The Christian Law Fellowship has exhaustively researched this matter through the Federal Registry and Library of Congress. We can now safely conclude that this executive order has never been repealed, amended, or superseded by any subsequent executive order. In simple terms, it is still valid. When President John Fitzgerald Kennedy signed this order, it returned to the United States federal government, specifically the Treasury Department, the constitutional power to create and issue currency money without going through the privately owned Rothschild Federal Reserve Bank. Okay, the Federal Reserve, which is a myth that all Americans live within the charade known as the Federal Reserve. It comes as a shock to many to discover that it is not an agency of the United States government. The name Federal Reserve Bank was designed to deceive, and it still does. It is not federal, nor is it owned by the government. It is privately owned. It pays to own postage like any other corporation. Its employees are not in civil service. Its physical property is held under private deeds and is subject to local taxation. Government property, as you know it, is not. It is an engine that has created private wealth that is unimaginable even to the most financially sophisticated. It has enabled an imperial elite to manipulate our economy for its own agenda and listed the government itself as its enforcer. It controls the times, dictates business, affects our homes, and practically everything in which we are interested. It takes powerful force to maintain an empire, and this one is no different. The concerns of the leadership of the Federal Reserve and its secretive international benefactors appear to go well beyond currency and its interest rates. Okay, let me just go ahead and go over this executive order, and I'll go ahead and wrap the show up so you guys could, think about this stuff. President Kennedy's Executive Order 11110 gave the Treasury Department the explicit authority to issue silver certificate against any silver bullion, silver, or standard silver dollars in the Treasury. This means that for every ounce of silver in the U.S. Treasury vault, the government can introduce new money into circulation based on the silver bullion physically held there. As a result, more than $4 billion in United States notes were bought or brought into the circulation in $2 and $5 denominations. $10 and $20 United States notes were never circulated but were being printed by the Treasury Department when Kennedy was assassinated. Okay, so anyway, guys, what we're seeing is a run up on the banks, and you're going to see like your regular banks, like Wells Fargo, Chase, like that. Those probably won't last much longer, because what happens is, say for instance, if there's an audit and the audit shows that you are, not maintaining your balance. I believe not too long ago, these banks were told that we're going to do an audit. You need to make sure that you carry silver, gold on your balance sheets. Even Brian Brooks with the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency also said that banks could custody digital assets. Now, I have a bank account, and I've been asking my bank, when are they going to custody digital currencies? They don't know anything. They can't respond because they don't know what I'm talking about. They think that I'm crazy. But anyway, when their balance sheets are audited and they're negative and they're upside down, what happens is they have to come up off of their gold. They have to come up off their silver as a buffer to pay for all of that. And if they don't have any of that in reserves, that means they're going to go out of business. And that means that they're going to go bankrupt. And that means that no one is going to bail them out. Now, they might have some friends or something like that to bail them out, but we'll see. That's just my theory. Once these guys are audited, and this is why I do believe gold, silver, precious metals will end the Fed for sound money. Okay, sound money, and we're going back to the people's economy, which is the parallel economy, which is your cryptocurrency, which is your digital assets. Okay, that's why you have your traditional market, your legacy market, and your cryptocurrency market. While the crypto market is continuously being built, you have to realize it's not strong enough yet to switch. Okay, and I thought about what they did with the XRP, with the pump and dump. Well, yeah, there was people, doing their thing in the community, getting people hurt and getting people wrecked. Now, on the flip side of that, like with Dogecoin, it is trending. Now with XRP, knowing that it's a manipulated asset, it's a suppressed asset, you want to see what the demand is for it, if there's any demand. And what we saw, there was a ton of demand. And remember, the people get to choose their currency. They get to set the value of the currency. So, keep your minds on that. Keep your, eyes out. Look out for, these things coming up here in the near future. And they're going to happen really, really, really quickly. Because when you start seeing, executive orders being signed in, quick fashion at rapid speed within a week, then that lets you know that the system, is in for a rude awakening, especially when your GDP numbers haven't come in yet. I know that they're opening up, but, I don't think that's going to stop anything what's about to happen, because I think that, if people get really in on this precious metal, silver, rise the price, then, you got to have these banks account for their losses. Anyway, guys, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. For the new folks that have joined us, thank you for doing that. Just go ahead and hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. And again, I try to put out a video between 12 and 1, and if I'm a little bit late, please forgive me, because I do work a lot of hours outside of trying to put out a video every single day. Anyway, guys, have a good remainder of your day. God bless, take care, and as always, treat everyone with class, dignity, and respect. Bye-bye.